What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. As you can see, our screen is not Minecraft or BO3 Zombies.
This is actually a tier list in which we are going to be telling you what maps we think you should play or skip. Now with that being said, let's get right to the video.
Alright, the first map we'll be ranking is Family Guy. This was a really cool map visually, and it had a bunch of funny features like with the Peter Griffin moaning in the background. And
Brian eating out the chicken.
But
Yep.
it was also unreasonably difficult to get to Pack-a-Punch.
There were also a lot of nooks and crannies you can get stuck on, and plus some of the features, like Harry said, Pack-a-Punch was also really hard to get to because it didn't really show you how to do it, and it wasn't too obvious. You had to go around shooting these pictures on the wall or collecting these dolls in bedrooms, and for that reason,
Put it pretty fun. I enjoyed the map.
I thought it was cool, but the Pack-a-Punch was a pain in the ass. The perks were like in the most mysterious positions I've ever seen. It was very unexplained and kind of hard to navigate. Plus, the map's layout wasn't the greatest. And then if you'd accidentally run over the teleporters that were in the ground, actually, in the yards, both back and front, it would get pretty annoying. Other than that, like Harry said, the colors are great, the vibes are high, and Brian's always going to eat chicken no matter what.
The next map we have is the Krusty Krab map. This was, again, really well made, but it was also really fun to play on. It was really compact, but it kind of worked in its favor the way they designed the map. It didn't overwhelm you with the zombies, and they didn't get too difficult to kill later on, so you could just camp in the freezer.
I think that map was probably, like, honestly, one of the best we've ever played. I know it's a little bit of a spoiler to where we're going to place it, but there's no denying that that map was fun. Pack-a-Punch, easily accessible. All the perks were in good spots. It was a small map, so it did make the action high, very easy to record. And if you're playing with friends, it gets very hectic, so that is going to be a very big factor considering it's going to be fun. And you can just say what's up to Squidward or what the Sigma to him, and you can chill in that freezer eating Krabby Patties.
Let's go. I would rate this amazing, but Nick, I think you said you wanted to rate this
5 out of 5 bagels. I honestly had a really good time. The only part I would say that's like that would take away from it is the ammo, because you can't buy anything, and we barely got any max ammos within the map. Other than that, everything was great. With that being said, though, there is a flaw, so unfortunately it can't go in 5 out of 5, even though it did do the best on our channel. I have to put it in the amazing map category.
The next map is Mario 64. Now this is an easy S for me. It's a beautiful map, and not only did they replicate it from the video game, they also added on so much to it.
You had the AFK room. You could actually buy your ammo back within certain parts of the map, like the Pack-a-Punch. It was easily accessible for every room. It told you what to do for every single thing.
Unlike most zombie maps, it was really easy to follow the steps to complete the map and to reach the viable ending, and when we did, it didn't take long before we had enough money to complete the map. Overall, the flow was great design, an easy 5 out of 5 bagels for me.
I think the fact that they paid homage to Van Oss and those guys that made the map originally and World at War popular was a pretty cool addition. I actually ended up buying one of the guns. It was great. Actually, I bought both of them. They were pretty good. The AFK room was perfect because it puts it in a place of pause. Since you don't have a pause button, you could actually go to the AFK room, because in that video, you guys didn't know this, but Harry had some trouble with his connection, so we had to stop for a little bit. We were able to actually take a break, so that was awesome. I love that feature of that map. I think every modded map should have something similar to that, not the exact same thing. I mean, you can. It's not like you're gonna get, you know, sued, but 5 out of 5 bagels. Absolutely amazing map. Now, for this next map, it is the Minecraft One Window Challenge. Now, this map is obviously very small, considering its name is One Window, and it did, in fact, only have one area where they can come from, which was the window. This map did a very good job at laying the perks out, the weapons out, and the Pack-a-Punch out. The only problem was that we couldn't figure out how to turn the power on, and I actually needed to look it up. Other than that, for what it was, I thought that map was awesome. It was visually stunning, looked just like Minecraft. Everything in there played so well. It was fun. If you have friends, I highly recommend you play it with them. There was a viable ending that was pretty easy to get, and overall it was awesome seeing Harry go down about 30 times.
In my opinion, this is probably an amazing map.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it in front of Krusty Krab, but I had a lot of fun playing this. The next map is the Rainbow Road. This was a dizzying map. I don't know why he upped the speed so much,
yeah, that was
but
awful.
you know what? It actually worked in its favor. It was really fun at times. But actually, genuinely, it was so dizzying. I don't know whether to put this at amazing or pretty fun. I personally would rank it at Family Guy ahead of Family Guy.
That's where I would rank it too.
But I want to hear what you think,
So
Nick.
I would put it at pretty fun category with Family Guy, only because there's a couple things wrong with it. The speed, you can like, I have bad motion sickness, so if anyone has motion sickness, I highly recommend you stay away from this map. If not, with friends, it's all right. Solo would probably honestly be better, because me and Harry kept running into each other a lot. It was a pretty cool map to see Mario come to life, but other than that, there's not much I can really say about it. It was kind of forgettable, so
Yeah, I think we can agree it's ahead of Family Guy, especially since it was actually possible to like finish the map. But it's not like amazing or anything.
the next map we have up on the slate, and the last one actually, is Balloons TD6. Now this map was also visually stunning. The colors were awesome. The guns in it were pretty cool. The Easter egg was self-explanatory. He even had a little page on Steam if you got confused. Like I said, the gun upgrading system was easy. There was no pack-a-punch. You just literally buy it again. Plus, the mortar system was cool, even though, you know, we died to it because of a glitch. If you haven't seen that, make sure to go check out the video or the short we made. Other than that, I think, in my opinion, it's either 5 out of 5 or amazing map. I didn't really notice too many flaws with it. It wasn't too challenging and it wasn't too hard, especially when you got to the end with that specialist weapon. That thing was so cool. If you were to survive on that map, I'd highly, highly recommend it. If you're doing it with friends, I also recommend it. Does not matter. It is so, so good.
I really enjoy this map. The sniper rifle was probably one of my favorite parts of the whole thing. It was so much fun to snipe the zombies from the tower. Tower. Overall, I'm kind of torn between ranking it in front of Krusty Krab at amazing or putting it at 5 out of 5 because that was such a great experience.
I
think, in my opinion, it goes
right behind 64
at 5 out of 5.
It's just the fun factor in that map, dude. The amount of discoveries, especially if you haven't played the game like me and Harry, we never played Balloons TD6 ever. So, like, getting those guns and using them for the first time was so much fun. If you haven't played it, it's awesome. If you have, I'm not too sure, but I'm sure you'd enjoy it either way. This is all subjective, obviously. Not everybody's opinion is going to be the same, so...
Since this would have been a really short video, we decided to include some of the maps that we didn't end up posting because either the recording got corrupted or they were just awful maps. But anyways, this is Rock Bottom, our first one here. This visually was not a bad map, but the way they set up the zombie spawns was so weird.
Yeah, the zombies would just spawn out of the ground, and the weapons in that map were kind of weird. You could literally get a lightning staff from Origins like halfway through the game, and it was just kind of boring. Plus, like, there was nothing fun about that map. We do not recommend it. I thought it was kind of okay. Harry said that it was visually good. I think it's the opposite. It's literally just gray with like some green lights and like no Spongebob Easter eggs. So I'm honestly gonna throw it in the garbage tier.
I kind of disagree a little bit. I would put it in the mid tier just because of how garbage one of these maps on the list was. But yeah, there really wasn't a whole lot to it. The zombies spawning randomly throughout the map was probably the worst part because you'd just be running backwards trying to run from a horde and then you just get stuck at some zombie coming out of the ground. I disagree. I would put it at mid, but I guess that would leave us with a coin flip. Heads or tails?
Heads. Damn.
All right, so we're going to leave it at mid then. It's going to be very low mid though. Now, I couldn't find a picture of the map, so I just chose whatever the heck this is. This was the worst modded map I've ever played in my life. It was a Mario map, and you spawn on this weird little strip of dirt, and then you had to buy a chain link fence to get into the map, and then it... I don't even know where to start. We glitched in the ground, which ruined like 1 or 2 entire rounds. Like, trying to continue on and beat the map was almost impossible. We were like skimming through instructions and watching YouTube videos on how to do it. In like an hour in, we barely even made any progress.
Yeah, plus the guns in that game were pretty trash. It wasn't very descriptive of what you should do. It was really weird layout. The spawn area was bad. It just wasn't a fun experience. Visually, it was okay. Had some yellow here, had some brown here. Besides that, it was so uninteractive. And some of the mini bosses they spawned in were super, super, super overpowered and just obnoxious. So for that reason, it is in the garbage tier. This next map we have right here is the Bowser tower. Now this one isn't too bad. It just took about what, 2 hours of recording for us to actually scrap it, because there was nothing fun. There's no fun element. It was all painful. You jump across the map to get perks. You had to keep going up levels and levels and levels. Yeah, sure. Some say challenge is fun. Well, this was a pain in the ass because we just wanted to get some content out, and unfortunately, it did not let us do any of that.
Overall, I thought the map was fun. It was really difficult, and I feel like if the map's gonna take that long to complete, it should be at least possible for like, because I feel like we wasted a lot of time going through it. I think we got to like floor 10 almost or something, or like a little bit past that. Overall, I think it was a pretty fun map, even though it was super difficult and it took a lot of time. I would rank it here behind Family Guy in my opinion, but what do you think, Nick?
I think it deserves to be even lower, actually. I think it should be in the garbage tier, like I said, because we wasted 2 hours of our time to do what? Nothing. So in my opinion, it should be in garbage, and if we're factoring both of our opinions, technically it should be in the mid tier.
Can we both agree to put it ahead of Rock Bottom?
Yes,
though?
we can. Now the last map we actually have this time, I'm serious, I'm not pranking you, this is the last map we're doing. This is called Daybreak on Steam. I'm going to refer to it as the diner, though. It's easy. This map did have an Easter egg. It was not a bad map, but the Easter egg steps were very, very, very poorly explained on the Steam page. It had some cool guns. Other than that, it was really tiny. The trample steam was good, but I mean the perk locations were kind of bad. There wasn't any new perks that were like, oh my god, like this makes the game so much different or so much fun. The visuals were okay, and the way to get stuff done mostly was by the, you know, just killing zombies. And then the final boss, we stay in the circle, was such a small circle, and plus you'd also run out of so much ammo while doing that, so it was very, very frustrating.
Playing through the map was frustrating because of the Easter egg, and I do agree, the circle at the end was way too small. That whole bit was super difficult compared to the rest of the map, which was pretty much a breeze. They should have made the end quite a bit easier, and the rest of the map a little bit more difficult. In my opinion, I think it's high mid.
Yeah, I would never play that map again. Like, it's just frustrating to throw grenades across the map. You have to shoot these certain little yellow orbs that are very, very hidden. And in the sky, which also blend in, there's one back at the spawn, which takes you half the game to get back to because of the trample steam parts that spawn randomly across the map. It's kind of a mess, but I don't think it's bad. I think it's alright. And with that being said, this is the official end of the tier list. I thank you guys so much for watching this far. If you have, you probably like our other content on our channel. Make sure to click our channel button in the middle, and while you're at it, subscribe. There will be the best video recommended for you in the top left, and our playlist of zombies in the top right. It has been Breaking Bagels.